Welcome back. We're going to continue with mammal characteristics. Today we're going to talk about types of mammals based on how their young are developed. So we'll go through that. Just a reminder that everything that you ever need is on my website, on my webpage. Just go to the Tri-Valley homepage, staff, click on my name, and then you click on the classes. There's 7th grade life science, which is what you'll go to. So you click on that, and then every day there will be something on a little calendar type thing, and you click on that and get that done, and we'll move through. So just kind of a reminder with that. But types of mammals and how their young are developed. The first one is monotremes. These are mammals that lay eggs. You guys are probably familiar with the duck-billed platypus, and there's also a thing called a echidna, which is a kind of a porcupine-looking thing with kind of a weird-looking snout, and it also lays eggs. But these things are going to lay leathery shelled eggs similar to reptiles, and they'll guard them, they'll protect them. Then they're going to hatch, and then they'll take care of their young. So they're different from reptiles in the fact that reptiles typically lay their eggs, and then just once they're hatched, then everyone's on their own. Like the sea turtle, you've probably seen those videos where the sea turtle hatches, comes out of the sand, and then they dash towards the ocean. Mama's not around there. They're not guarding them or anything. But with monotremes, like the duck-billed platypus, they do. They'll guard their eggs, and then once they hatch, they take care of them. And actually, they will feed them milk, just like all other mammals. They don't have a teat that they drink from, but instead they have these glands on their stomach that will basically kind of ooze milk. Just kind of like oozes into little pools, and then the little babies will kind of suck that up. So it's kind of interesting. Monotremes aren't a big group of animals. It's the platypus and the echidna, and that's about it. You might say, oh, geez, why aren't these birds, or why aren't these reptiles or something? They have the most characteristics similar to other mammals. They have hair. They have milk. They take care of their babies. Warm-blooded, four-chambered hearts. All of those things that we've talked about. So the only difference is they lay eggs. So they fit a lot better with mammals than they would with anything else. Marsupials, you guys are familiar with, like the kangaroo. Their young are going to develop in the pouch, and kangaroos are the common ones. Koalas, the possum is the only North American marsupial. Otherwise, most of them are pretty much in Australia. It's kind of sad what's going on down there with the wildfires. I've heard that's killing a lot of marsupials. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but hopefully they get some rain and that gets figured out. But the young are going to develop in a pouch. So basically what happens is they give birth to a super premature baby. And like a kangaroo is a pretty good sized animal, and their baby will be about the size of a jelly bean. And they'll have that, and it looks like, if you've ever seen like a baby mouse, it'll be just hairless, pink. Its eyes aren't open, and it can just kind of wiggle a little bit. And what it will do then is it'll be born, and it will crawl through mom's hair to into a pouch where there will be a teat there where it'll attach, drink milk, and kind of finish the rest of the pregnancy out. So it's basically a premature birth, and then it continues its development in the pouch. I've seen where the mother will actually lick a trail to the pouch, because it can't see. It can smell, but it can't see, so it'll lick a trail to the pouch, and the baby will follow that trail into the pouch. So some benefits of this pregnancy is that there are no complications with birth. With some mammals, if a baby is too big, it will get stuck in the birth canal, and it could die. The mother could be at risk for death. But with marsupials, that's never an issue because they have it at such a premature age, where, like I said, it's the size of about a jelly bean or a small peanut. So they're not going to have birth issues. But marsupials pouch. And then the last one is placentals. That's like us. Our young are going to develop completely inside the female until it is ready for the outside world. So there's no egg, there's no pouch, none of that. The length of development is referred to as the gestation period. And maybe you've heard of that. Humans' gestation period is 40 weeks, about 9 months. So, and that's basically from when the sperm fertilizes the egg until the birth of the baby. So that's the gestation period. Smaller animals like rodents have a really quick gestation period, like mice. I think mice is the 16-day gestation period, where from mating to birth it's 16 days. So a lot of rodents are like that, and they can just have tons of babies. If something happens to those babies, 2 weeks later they have more babies. So they just have babies, babies, babies. They don't necessarily expect them all to survive, but they basically expect if I have 20 babies, hopefully one of them survives. That's kind of how they do their business. Other placentals have a long development. I know like rhinos and elephants are pregnant for almost 2 years. So when they have that baby, it's typically one, and it's typically developed enough where the mother expects it to survive. So they have one and take really good care of it, and it makes it to adulthood in those situations. So usually the shorter gestation, the more babies they have, and the less likely they are to survive. With a long gestation, it's usually one baby, and the chances of it surviving are pretty good. With humans, 9 months, most of the time it's one baby, and most of the time they survive to adulthood. So we're on the longer end of the gestation period. But placentals, they're going to develop inside the mother the entire time. We had kind of talked about an amniotic fluid back with reptiles. We basically have a sac of amniotic fluid that we float around in until we're ready to be born. And then you've heard of like the water breaking. Then that sac is broken, and we're ready for birth. So that would be placentals. So I do need you to know basically monotremes, egg-laying mammals, marsupials, pouch mammals, and placentals developing in the womb. That's a typo there. Don't worry about no assignment there. So tomorrow, if I can find it here. Tomorrow I can't find it, but tomorrow I'm going to have you guys do a little bat web quest thing. It should be posted on Wednesday's thing. So just click on that. It'll take you to a Google Doc, which you'll have to create your own copy, and then fill it out. Use the internet to answer the questions, and then share it with me, and we'll be good to go. I'll have that be due on Friday, so you'll have, if I give that to you on Wednesday, you'll have Thursday, Friday to get that done. So if you ever have any questions, the best way to get to me is an email. and we'll get it taken care of. So have a good day.